Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to Mouthful of Marbles. What a race we just had at the short circuit. I was very pumped. Anyways, I am your host, Chasey the Goose Goose, and with me, David the Lake Lagus. David, how's he doing today?
Excellent once again.
It was a great race, wasn't it?
Man, it was enthralling.
Enthralling is a great word. We were just going crazy for the first probably 6 or 7 laps. Then it kind of calmed down, and then the last lap was absolutely crazy. So let's talk about it. Give us our starting lineups, and we'll see how the first laps went, and we'll go from there.
Right, it was a lot of controlled chaos going on.
It was
there.
very controlled.
So obviously, if we go back to our predictions, I had Prim, who was sitting on pole, had a great qualifying, and really, led the Grand Prix for a sizable majority, I think, of
Definitely
the race.
The majority of laps, yeah. On the second or third watch through, it was a majority of laps for sure.
Right, and then in the last lap, I believe Prim was in second and fell all the way to fourth during that last lap. So a disappointing race for Prim, still obviously far better than Mary, but not what Prim was hoping for. No. Although the impact of this on the individual standings, Prim's still going to be doing pretty well there because the 3 racers ahead of him in the standings today, Snowy obviously finished first. We should definitely get into that because very impressive for the Snowballs. Launched them 6 positions higher. Whew. Their fans must be going crazy, and in the stands they looked like they were.
Yeah, absolutely.
Shock really defeating the home circuit GP curse to an extent in second. Speedy for the Savage Speeders in third, catapulting them into first in the constructors standings. What a crazy race, not only in terms of how it went, because there were so many overtakes. There were we talked about this before we started the show here today. Pulsar from Team Galactic starting in 15th, making his way all the way up to second very quickly, and then finishing in 11th. Pulsar had perhaps the most chaotic race of all.
He had a rough race. I really think that he was trying so hard at the beginning that he just basically got worn out. And couldn't handle it, and then fell back a lot. But let's talk about the race not from lap to lap, but like from the beginning. So it was my hope and my prediction. My top 3 were Prim in Team Primary, and then I believe I had Bolt or Shock winning, and then Primary, and then freaking Wispy, who almost had it. He was there. But during qualifying, I said, and you can back me up on this, I said I think the Snowballs are going to have a great course this week, and it actually turned out pretty good. But I didn't say it in the video, so does it really count?
Well, no. I actually did point out that you said that in the video.
That's true,
but you didn't say it. I said it for you.
Yeah, I very much appreciate that. But I predicted, I was hoping that Prim would do what do they call it in Formula 1, where they have pole, lead every lap, and then win.
A perfect weekend, basically.
Perfect weekend. Anyways, I was hoping that he would do that, and Prim was very close to doing it. He led for like the first 5 or 6 laps.
But Speedy, he did lose his lead at one point in the first lap.
Yeah, he kept losing it, but he would always gain it back by the end. But Speedy was just... I think Speedy was the most... Well, maybe the most chaotic, because he was going...
Yeah,
he was flying off the belt. Speedy's off the belt speed was incredible.
His performance off the belt was one of the better ones we've seen so far this season. And then, of course, we have to talk about the team that lost the Constructors' Championship lead today, the Hazers Smoggy.
Yep. Your boy, Smoggy.
An interesting race as well, because starting 5th, he worked his way up into 2nd at one point, then fell all the way back into 12th.
Yep.
Worked his way back up to 8th near the end there. Very strange race. Managed to salvage some points, unlike Pulsar for Team Galactic, leaving us with a constructors race that is very close heading into our last 2 Grand Prix. We have only a 10-point gap between the top 3, and then another 10-point gap down to 4th. So the top 3 is still fairly solidified, but the Snowballs catapulting themselves 6 points. 6 entire points. Or it's not 6
positions.
Positions.
I understand
more than 6 points.
Oh, much more than 6 points.
Many more.
It's incredible what they did. Who was it? Snowy. It's incredible what he was able to accomplish today. He started in 12th, from 12th all the way to first, and he wasn't in first for at all until I think it was the second to last or the last lap. So it was it was just an incredible come from behind victory from him. Prim was in second on the last lap. It was an incredible lap because you had Shock, and Speedy in third and fourth, with Prim in second and Snowy quite a bit ahead. And Shock and Speedy basically just bumped each other so fast that they just completely passed Prim after the drop down on that second or third turn, I guess it was.
And Prim, and I believe Greg even pointed this out.
Yeah.
The wonderful Greg Woods pointed out that Prim and a few of the marbles, quite a few of them, continually accidentally or maybe purposefully took the pit lane, which was really damaging them. Prim
took it twice.
At least. Okay, yeah.
Prim took it twice, and I think he had a nice lead in most of the laps, and then when he would take that pit lane, so either someone would pass him or it would give somebody the opportunity to get right up next to him. So
marbles were hitting the attenuator left and right as well.
Oh yeah, it was weird. It seemed like there might have been a little something wrong with the track. There was a little raise, and when they would roll over it, it would kind of like bump down right at the attenuator. So I'm not sure if that was a supposed to happen, or if the track had a little bit, maybe there was like some debris in the way or something. I'm not entirely sure, but it was an incredible race from those guys. Wispy made it all the way up, as I thought he would, into second or third, and then dropped all the way back into 13th. Another crazy race, just like Pulsar, having a bad start, great middle, horrible end.
Well, I think, speaking about Wispy here, we're seeing a sort of a miniature version of the dynamic between Prim and Mary and Team Primary between Waspy and Wispy in the Midnight Wisps. Because Waspy has been performing very well, other than, the time that he fell off of the conveyor belt and ended up getting lapped because of it. Speaking of which, we actually got our second safety marble today, but it didn't have much impact because it was right in the final lap. Would have been interesting to see what would have happened if that had happened a little bit earlier. Yeah. But anyways, Waspy seems to be the Prim to Wispy's Mary at this point, because Wispy has been very disappointing. The gap between them in points scored and in qualifying is sizable as well.
Yeah.
So when it comes to the Midnight Wisps, they certainly have a primary marble and a secondary marble.
I see what you did there. Great stuff. Anyways, well, we thank you very much for watching this video. We will be coming out with many, many videos over this next week before the next race. Do we know which race it's going to be? It's the Razzers, or the Raspberries circuit. Not sure on the name, but we'll get back to that. But we're going to have delightful, delicious content. Speaking of raspberries, coming your way with we got a lot of great ideas. Some more combative. Some maybe like top X, of the year, maybe takeovers, maybe best laps, stuff like that. We're going to have a lot of great content coming your way. So thank you very much for watching. We appreciate it. Be sure to subscribe and comment below what you guys thought of the race. A great race this week. And we will see you in the next couple of days with some more videos.